Right, so today we're diving deep into the world of British Shorthairs.
Oh, I love these cats.
I know you do.
I do.
And I think everyone listening probably does too.
Yeah.
We found this really awesome article.
Okay.
It's all about the colors and the varieties
That's cool.
of British Shorthairs. And the cool thing is, it was in Chinese.
Oh, wow.
So we're going to try to share some of the cool things
Okay.
we learned from that.
Right.
And, they have so many colors and patterns. It's incredible.
Yeah.
So many.
It is.
So we're gonna go over all that.
Okay.
And I think by the end of this, you're gonna know so much about British Shorthair colors.
Yeah. I think.
Like an expert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think instead of doing like the typical thing where we kind of run down the breed standard,
Okay.
let's just jump right into the rare and unusual.
Okay.
What stood out to you?
Okay. Well, right away I saw this lavender. Lavender?
British Shorthair.
Wow.
And this is a color that breeders are still working on. So
Okay.
it's still under development.
Interesting.
Yeah, so they're crossing British Shorthairs with lavender longhairs
Okay.
to try to get this.
So they're like mixing the breeds together.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you don't see a lot of lavender British Shorthairs, I'm guessing?
No, not very many.
Wow, that's so cool.
It says that they have a stocky build,
Okay.
pinkish noses and paw pads, and striking gold or copper eyes.
Wow. Against that lavender?
Yeah.
I bet that looks incredible.
I know, right?
Okay, so lavender, definitely rare.
Very rare.
What else?
Let's see.
What else?
Well, chocolate.
Like trying this.
Now you're talking.
Yeah, they're pretty awesome.
I love chocolate.
Me too.
So I'm imagining a cat
Yeah.
like laying on a velvet cushion or something. Yeah, it says here that a pure, unblemished chocolate coat is really what you're going for.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's got to be like a solid
chocolate.
chocolate.
Yeah. Wow. Very cool.
So the article also mentioned that for this particular color,
Yeah.
bathing is actually more important than like
Really?
brushing.
Yeah, because they have such dense fur,
Oh, okay.
and that can get matted very easily.
I see.
So bathing is better.
Okay.
All right. Well,
Okay, so chocolate. Good.
good.
What else we got?
Let's see.
We went from light to dark.
We did.
What else is there?
Okay. Well, this one's been a favorite since like the 50s.
Okay.
Cream.
Wow. Okay.
Cream British Shorthair.
That's pretty classic too, right?
Yeah, they are pretty popular, but it's really hard to get that like pure cream color
Really?
without any tabby markings.
Oh, so it's hard to keep it
Yeah.
like a solid cream.
Solid cream, yeah. So I guess that's through careful breeding
Yeah.
over many generations.
That they get that, huh?
Right.
Wow, that's pretty interesting.
It is. Let's see. Oh, cinnamon?
Cinnamon.
Yeah, British Shorthair.
I've never even heard of a cinnamon cat.
Well, apparently they have these really cute little mouths.
Okay.
And like a really distinct boundary around their whisker pads.
Huh.
Yeah, so they're very charming.
Okay.
And of course they have that like single-toned, warm cinnamon brown coat.
Wow, so it's like a solid
Cinnamon.
cinnamon color.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Pretty neat.
Wow, I wonder what that looks like.
I know, right?
Okay, so we're talking about new cats.
Yeah.
The article mentioned that you shouldn't bathe a new cat.
Oh, that's right.
Like right away.
Yeah.
Especially if it's like cold outside.
Right. Give them time to settle in.
Okay.
Okay, let's see.
Okay, so
This one's cool.
Yeah.
Red tip.
Red tipped.
Yeah.
What is that?
British Shorthairs.
Oh, okay.
And this is a popular one among women, apparently.
Okay, why is that?
Well, it's the contrast, right?
Okay.
Between the red tips and the white undercoat.
Ah.
So it's pretty striking.
Wow, red and white.
Red and white.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have expected that.
I know it's kind of unusual, but cool.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of kittens.
Yeah.
I remember the article mentioned something about
Yeah.
food.
Right.
Like when they're transitioning to solid foods.
Yeah, you got to start them out with something soft and easy to digest.
Okay.
Like milk-soaked oatmeal.
Oh, okay.
And then you slowly introduce meat.
Okay.
Until they're weaned.
Man, how old are they when they're usually weaned?
Like around 8 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Yeah.
So red-tipped.
Yes, red-tipped.
It says here that a darker undercoat is more desirable. Yeah, because it makes the red tips
pop.
Yeah.
I see. So it's all about that contrast.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So we went from tipped to now we're going to spots.
Coke.
All right, so
Yeah.
tell me about the silver-spotted British Shorthair.
Silver spotted. Okay, these are really popular.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean they're gorgeous, right? They have
Yeah.
this silver base coat and then clearly defined spots.
Oh, what?
So there's like a sharp contrast.
I see, okay.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And I noticed the article also mentioned that it's really important to give them constant access to fresh water,
Right.
especially if you're feeding them dry food.
Especially with dry food, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Super important.
a good point.
This is interesting.
Yeah.
It says that the silver spotted variety actually won Best Short Hair at a British cat show
Wow.
back in 1965.
That's a long time ago.
I know.
So it's a classic,
Yeah.
popular, and a winner.
A winner.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Okay, now let's talk about the silver classic tabby.
Okay, so are tabbies as popular as, like, the solid colors?
I don't think so.
Okay.
But they're definitely charming in their own way, and I think they're becoming more and more popular.
Okay.
So the silver classic tabby has the silver base coat, but then these striking black stripes.
Okay.
And they have this really interesting pattern on their flanks.
Okay.
It's called the oyster pattern.
The oyster pattern.
The oyster pattern.
Okay, I can't even imagine what that looks like.
I know, right?
I'll have to look that up.
Yeah.
So speaking of training,
Okay.
I know we're kind of jumping around a little bit,
We are.
but the article mentioned that you should never punish a kitten
Right.
by pushing its nose into accidents.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah. That's not a good idea. It said to just clean it up.
And be patient.
Be patient.
Yeah.
Yeah, good advice.
British Shorthairs are also very curious.
Oh, okay.
So they're going to get into stuff.
Yeah, so you're going to have to be extra patient.
Extra patient, yeah.
Okay, well, I think now we have to talk about this. This is like the classic tab.
The celebrity, the brown classic tabby.
Yeah, like when I think of tabby cats, I think of like the Cheshire Cat
Oh, totally.
from Alice in Wonderland.
Exactly. Ideally, they have a rich copper brown base coat.
Okay.
And then black tabby markings.
Okay.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
Very cool.
Speaking of health,
Yeah.
If one of your cats is sick,
Yeah.
you should really try to discourage them from playing with the other cats.
Oh, yeah.
Just to prevent, the spread of whatever it is.
That's a good point.
Yeah, better safe than sorry.
Yeah, for sure.
This is interesting too. It says that it's really hard to find top quality brown classic tabby show cats.
Really?
Yeah.
Even though they were like so
Yeah.
recognizable and popular?
I know.
That's so weird.
Yeah, it says that there's this Tatty Cat Club
Okay.
that was formed all the way back in 1968 to promote the development of this variety.
Mm-hmm.
But it sounds like the search for the perfect brown classic tabby is still ongoing.
Wow, that's really something.
It is.
Okay, so last but not least,
Yeah.
we have to talk about the blue British Shorthair.
This is the classic, and I think the most popular of the solid colors.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. They have those striking gold or copper eyes against that pure blue coat.
It's beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
And it should be a pure, like, even coat.
Okay.
Without any white patches or tabby markings.
Oh, so it's got to be like a solid
blue. Yeah.
Wow.
Speaking of handling.
Yeah.
It's really important to be gentle, especially with kittens.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, because if you traumatize a kitten, it can lead to behavioral issues later on.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
This is a fun fact.
Okay.
Unneutered male blue British short hairs
Okay.
develop a dewlap as they mature.
A dewlap.
A dewlap?
What's a dewlap?
I don't know. We'll have to look that up.
Okay, we'll have to Google that.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Sorry.
now for something completely different,
All right.
we got to talk about the color point.
Oh, the color point. Yeah.
British Shorthair.
These are a really interesting mix
Okay.
between British Shorthair and Siamese.
Okay, so they have that British Shorthair body, but then they have the Siamese.
Exactly points. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And they're actually known to be like a little bit calmer.
Really?
Yeah.
Than a Siamese.
Yeah.
Wow, so it's kind of like the best.
The best of both worlds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so color point. Now there's a few different
There are.
varieties.
Yeah.
Let's start with the blue point.
The blue point.
Yeah.
Okay. So these are becoming increasingly popular.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And they're really pretty too.
Yeah.
They have an icy white base coat.
Okay.
with medium blue points
Okay.
and then blue eyes.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, they're quite striking.
Very striking.
Yeah.
So what about their fur? What's that like?
It should be crisp and dense.
Okay.
Any softness is considered a flaw.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for show cats.
Wow.
And speaking of care,
Yeah.
it says here that it's really important to provide them with a cool,
Okay.
well-ventilated environment,
Yeah.
especially during the summer.
Yeah, because cats can't, like, sweat
Right.
that much, right?
They don't sweat very well.
Yeah, so they need some help staying cool.
Yeah.
Okay, good point.
Okay, next up,
Right.
we have
Okay.
the blue cream point.
Blue cream point.
Yeah.
What's that?
So, this one's really cool because it has a genetic connection to the tortoiseshell.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's basically a dilute of the tortoiseshell.
Like dilutes, what does that mean?
So, you know how tortoiseshells have like those really distinct markings?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, imagine if you took those colors
Okay.
and kind of like added white paint to them
Okay.
and made them lighter.
I see.
So blue cream points have
like
these
that.
darker points,
Mm-hmm.
but then they also have cream patches on their body.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a softer pastel
Let's see.
version of a tortoiseshell.
Okay, so the cream's mixed in with the blue.
Exactly. And just like tortoiseshells,
Yeah.
male blue cream points are really rare.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so speaking of care,
Yeah.
the article also mentioned a great tip
Oh, right.
for preventing hairballs.
Right.
And it said to offer your cat catgrass,
Catgrass, yeah.
especially during the spring.
Especially in the spring.
Okay, why? Why is that?
Well, you know, cats, they shed more in the spring.
Yeah.
And so the catgrass can help with digestion
Okay.
and prevent those hairballs.
Got it. So it kind of helps them pass.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, for our final
Okay.
color point variety, we
Okay.
have the cream point.
The cream point.
Yeah, and this one is apparently very popular with women.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, what makes this one so special?
Well, they have a creamy base coat
Okay.
with deeper cream points.
Okay.
And of course, you know, they have that British short hair,
Yeah.
roundness, you know, the flat face
Yeah.
with the short broad nose.
Yeah, I'm noticing a theme here.
You are.
They really love that.
Roundness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Round face.
Round face. Yeah. And speaking of feeding,
Yes.
it says here that, especially during the summer,
Okay.
always serve food cooked to get rid of any potential.
So no raw food.
No raw food, no
For the kitties.
for the kitties, especially in the summertime.
Okay.
So, yeah,
Good advice.
good advice.
All right, well that was amazing. Like,
Yeah.
all these different
Yeah,
colors and
yeah.
patterns.
It's incredible how much variety there is.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And it makes you wonder
Yeah.
if you were going to get a British Shorthair,
Mm-hmm.
what
What
color?
color would you pick?
I know there's so many to choose from.
I know it's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right, well we covered so much already,
we did.
but there's more.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
I know.
This is a lot.
It is.
We're going to have to continue this.
We are.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
We're going to
We'll be right back with part 2.
be right back
Yeah.
with more
More colors.
British Shorthair colors.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Bye.
See ya. Welcome back
So we're back.
to the world of British short hairs.
British Shorthair colors.
All those colors, and we've already
I know we've talked about so many.
so many.
It's amazing how many different colors and patterns there are.
And we've only just scratched the surface.
I know, it's crazy.
There's so much more to learn about these beautiful cats.
Yeah, and it's amazing to me that under all of those colors and patterns
Right.
is this like consistent personality.
Yeah.
You know, it's what makes them such a great breed.
Exactly. I mean, that's part of why they're such wonderful pets, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
They're beautiful and they have a great personality.
Exactly.
What more could you ask for?
Yeah, so before we move on to even more colors,
Okay.
I wanted to touch on something from the article
Okay.
that really stood out to me.
Okay.
And it was it talked about how challenging it is
Yeah.
for breeders to actually get these colors.
Oh, yeah.
Like especially the rarer ones.
Oh, absolutely.
So I think it's a real testament to like
Yeah.
their dedication and their expertise.
It is. I
Really
mean,
well.
just imagine like the patience and
Yeah.
knowledge it takes to create something like a lavender British short hair,
I know.
a color that's still like under development.
Yeah.
it's incredible.
Yeah, it's like they're
Yeah.
like artists, but
With cats.
with cats. Like they're blending the
They're
colors
stroking them.
over generations.
Yeah.
So, what are like what are some of the biggest challenges that they face?
Well, I think, one of the things is just maintaining consistency.
Okay.
Like we were talking about the cream British Shorthair.
Yes.
Like getting that pure cream color
Yeah.
without any tabby markings like creeping in.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of meticulous planning
Yeah.
and selective breeding.
Wow. So it's really complex.
It's very complex.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a lot more than just, oh, I like that color. Let's breed these two cats together.
I know. I never really thought about it. Like,
Yeah.
how much work goes into it?
It's a labor of love for sure.
Yeah, and it results in all these beautiful
It does.
variations.
It does.
Okay, so
Okay.
speaking of intricate patterns,
Yes.
we were talking about the color point
Patterns.
British Shorthairs
Yes.
before the break,
Right.
and we talked about the blue point
Right.
and then the blue cream point,
Which
the-
has that really interesting
Right.
genetic connection to the tortoiseshell.
yeah, that dilute.
Lucci.
I know it's so fascinating like how that works.
It's like magic,
Yeah,
but it's science.
yeah, it is science.
So are there any other color point varieties in the article?
Yes, there's one more, and it's the cream point.
The cream point.
Yes, and this one,
Okay.
it said it's especially popular among women.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I can see why. I mean,
Yeah.
green point.
Just the name itself.
Yeah, it sounds so
Elegant.
elegant and delicate.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what makes this one so special?
Yeah, tell me more about it.
Well, they have a creamy base coat
Okay.
with deeper cream points.
There.
And then, of course, they have that classic British short hair,
Yeah.
roundness,
Yeah.
the flat face, the short, broad nose.
I'm sensing a theme here.
You are.
Like they really like those
They love round
faces.
yeah. And speaking of those adorable little faces,
Yes.
did you know that the shape of their nose can actually vary
Really?
a little bit depending on like their lineage?
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so even within like a specific color variety,
Right.
there can be like subtle differences.
Oh.
Yeah, based on, their ancestry and stuff.
So it's really
They-
those nuances that
She-
make
yeah.
each one
Each one unique.
unique. Yeah.
Speaking of unique, the article had some like historical tidbits about British short hair colors.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, did you know that the silver spotted variety
Okay.
actually won best short hair at a British cat show
Wow.
back in 1965?
That's amazing.
I know.
Like, what were the judging standards back then?
I know, right? It makes you wonder, like, what were they looking for?
Yeah.
Well, it says here that they would have assessed, the cat's overall conformation,
Okay.
the quality of the coat,
Mm-hmm.
and then, of course, the clarity and definition of the spots.
Yeah.
So,
So they were looking at like all the detail.
all of the details.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fascinating.
Yeah.
Okay, so tabby patterns.
Yeah.
I know we talked about the brown classic tabby,
Right.
and it's connection to the Cheshire cat.
Right.
Are there any other like tabby varieties?
Yes. There's the silver classic tab.
Silver classic tabby.
Yeah, and it has a silver base coat, but then it has these like striking black stripes.
Oh, wow.
And what's really interesting is
Mhm.
it has this pattern on the flanks
Okay.
called the oyster pattern.
The oyster pattern.
The oyster pattern.
What is that?
Yeah, so imagine like a swirling pattern
Okay.
on their sides.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of resembles the inside of an oyster shell.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, that's beautiful.
It's very pretty.
Yeah. So it's like tabby patterns are
Yeah.
like their own little works of art.
They are.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah. And just like with the solid colors,
Right.
like to get those perfect markings.
Yeah, it takes a lot of work.
It takes a lot of careful breeding and a keen eye for detail.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um,
Speaking of care.
yes. What about those
Yeah, what about those practical tips
practical tips?
that
Yeah.
the article mentioned?
Yeah.
Well, one thing is just, that constant access to fresh water,
Yes. Very important.
especially if you're feeding your cat dry food.
Yeah, I've heard that's like super important.
Yeah, it's essential.
Potential.
What about grooming?
Yeah.
I know we talked about bathing chocolate British short hairs,
Right.
but are there any other like tips.
Yeah, like for specific
Specific to certain colors.
and patterns, yeah.
Yeah. Well, for silver spotted and silver classic tabbies,
Okay.
regular brushing can help like enhance the shine of their coat
Okay.
and prevent matting.
So it's all about like
Yeah.
accentuating those
Accentuating the markings, yeah.
those beautiful colors and markings.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's amazing to me. We've been talking about all these different colors and patterns.
Yeah.
It's more than just aesthetics.
Right.
It's like each color has its own like history,
Yeah.
its own challenges,
Yeah.
and its own unique appeal.
Absolutely. I completely agree.
Yeah, it's really about appreciating
Yeah.
all those nuances and stories
The stories,
behind each variety.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
It is, and it makes you think.
It does.
If you were to like picture your ideal British Shorthair,
Yeah.
what color or pattern combination would you choose?
Oh, that's a tough question.
I know, right? It's like
It is.
asking an artist to choose their favorite color.
Exactly. There's so many beautiful options.
I know,
Yeah.
it's so hard to choose.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we've explored so much already,
We have.
but there's still more to discover.
There is, and we'll pick up where we left off in part 3
Okay,
of our deep dive into the world of British Shorthairs.
so stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Welcome back for our final deep dive into the world of British Shorthair colors and patterns.
It's been a journey.
It really has. We've seen so many colors.
Yeah, we've gone through a whole rainbow of hues.
I know, from the rarest lavender to the classic blue and everything in between.
And learned about all the challenges.
I know. I never knew it was so much work
It's really incredible.
to get these colors.
Yeah, the dedication of these breeders is amazing.
It really is.
And we even touched upon some historical facts.
Yeah, like that silver-spotted winner
Oh, yeah.
back in 1965.
That was a cool one.
I know. So
True.
we were talking about the cream point before.
Wow, with the cream point, yeah.
I love that name.
I know, it sounds so delicious.
It does.
And as we were saying, this variety is known for its delicate beauty.
Yeah.
You know, they have that soft, creamy base coat
Mm-hmm.
and then even deeper cream points.
And they have those classic British short hair features.
Of course they do.
The roundness.
Yeah.
The flat face.
Well,
That adorable little short nose.
it's a classic look.
I'm starting to understand why the breeders put so much emphasis on those features.
I think it's part of the appeal of the breed, you know? They're just so darn cute.
They are.
And it's not just about looks either.
Mhm.
Remember, British Shorthairs are also known for their gentle and adaptable personalities. So they're really the total package.
Yeah, that makes me think, have we talked about training at all?
We touched on it a bit.
Yeah.
The article did mention some helpful tips.
Yeah, what were some of those?
Well, one thing that stood out to me was never punish a kitten by pushing its nose into accidents.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Instead, focus on positive reinforcement and thorough cleaning
Yeah.
to avoid those repeat occurrences.
So just create a positive, encouraging environment.
Yeah, that's the key.
Yeah.
And speaking of creating a positive environment,
Yeah.
the article also talked about how important it is to provide a cool, well-ventilated space for your British Shorthair,
Especially in the summer.
especially during those hot summer months.
Yeah, because cats can't really sweat very well.
No, they can't. So it's important to help them stay cool.
Yeah. Good reminder.
And when it comes to summer feeding,
Yes.
always serve your cat cooked food to eliminate any potential pathogens.
Good advice.
Food safety is really important,
Always, yeah, but especially in the summer.
especially when it's warm out.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
So,
after learning about all these colors and patterns, I'm finding it really hard to pick a favorite.
I know,
They
right?
each have their own.
It's like trying to choose your favorite work of art.
Yeah, it really is.
They all speak to you in different ways.
They do.
Yeah,
And that's the beauty of the breed.
exactly. There's truly a British Shorthair out there.
Yeah.
for every taste and personality.
I love that.
Yeah,
This deep dive has been so interesting.
it has.
I feel like I've learned so much
Okay.
about British Shorthairs.
It's amazing how much there is to learn about these cats.
I know, and we've only just scratched the surface.
Right. There's a whole world of information out there.
Yeah.
For anyone who wants to learn more.
I'm definitely going to be doing some more research.
Me too.
And who knows, maybe someday I'll even get a
A British Shorthair.
British Shorthair of my own.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
They really do have a way of captivating hearts.
They do.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, I think we'll wrap up our deep dive into the colorful world of British Shorthairs.
I think that's a good place to stop.
We hope you enjoyed this journey as much as we did.
And until next time.
Happy cat venturing, everyone!